to somehow profit himself through whatever means, whether it's financial or ideology. I don't know, it's irrelevant. The name's not relevant anyway. So it's clear from that the media and those media tycoons who own that media, some of them are very right-wing, some of them are truthful, most of them have their own agendas, and they recruit people to perpetuate their views in society that they wish. They're not interested in giving the fair, just, honourable, news to its people. They would like to spoon-feed the people what their view is about the world. And so you made a very important point, that your perception, some of it at least, I'm not going to paraphrase and say you said most or whatever, but some of it comes from this unfair source. Now, I would argue that for most people, most of their information that they derive about religion also comes from the media, the majority of it, the bulk of it. And your second point was that it causes conflicts and it causes problems and wars, right? And if we study the last 200 years and we study the scientific data, the statistical data for non-religious killing, conflict, persecution and slaughter around the world, what we realize is that nearly 800 plus million people in the world were killed through non-religious conflicts, through slavery, through the Red Indians being wiped out in America, or the Aborigines, or Stalin, or all of these other dictators that have killed millions of people around the world through non-religious conflicts. If we look at the deaths in England that are happening on a daily basis through drugs, through gangs, and non-religious conflicts. But yes, I would agree with you that there is a minority of people who say, and I emphasize the point, they say that they follow a religion, and upon that name they commit atrocities. They are criminals.
They are criminals,
They
that's
do
right.
not represent any religion.
Absolutely.
Because no religion accepts that type of behavior as valid.
Clearly.
But we have to be fair, and we have to be just. And terrorism, or the killing of, or the persecution of innocent people, is not just from someone who stands 4 feet or 2 feet away from you, hacks at you, or straps a bomb to their jacket and blows you up and blows himself up. It happens from 30,000 feet as well, when the fighters are flown in by governments that are 5,000 miles away, and they kill innocent people around the world. That is also terrorism.
The point is, we're not going on to terrorism there.
No.
That's taking a different route. What I'm talking
he's
about
trying to make a point.
What I'm trying to get at is trying to find the reliable source of information.
Don't, for instance, if you want to believe in true God,
and he ate 1,000 burgers, beef burgers, would you call him an extreme vegetarian?
Well, I wouldn't call him a vegetarian. Really.
No, you wouldn't, would you? So if someone does something which doesn't fit to what you're classing them as, then you can't judge what they're classing themselves as. You can't class vegetarians because this guy eats burgers.
I'm not talking about judgment here. I'm talking about a busy man trying to find a reliable source.
I was the same busy man as you, my friend.
No, that's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is trying to find a reliable source of information. For me, it's not necessarily a necessity to align myself with any particular direction, because I believe in good values.
Do you believe in God?
I do believe in God.
Fantastic.
What particular type of God? I don't know.
So when you sleep, when you go to bed, ask God. Relax. Ask no one. When you go to sleep, if you believe in God, when you talk, what you do, you give him answer. You just talk, terrorism.
It's good.
Well, you chicken and burger, or vegetarian. He want the answer, the guy. You don't need to give him example.
No, but I'm actually trying to convey my own answer here.
Chicken and
Is
burger.
the need to align yourself with any particular direction can, in many circumstances, lead to a lot of confusion. Whereas if you live by good values and believe in a higher power, that can suffice.
Look at him. He's saying Muslim and he's
But you have no respect.
Muslim and he's swearing.
I don't need specific rules or directions, because I believe in good values. I believe that inherently people know what is good and what is wrong.
Fair enough.
And people understand that. And for me, that's all I need.
I had a debate a bit earlier. We were talking about values. We're in Britain here, so let's talk about British values. Okay. the 5 things that are destroying Britain today, for example, yeah? Drugs, alcohol, sexual morality, gambling, yeah? Interest. 5 things that are decaying society. Yeah? Now, how does the government, who is your role model in the sense of their laws permeate through society, yeah? How are they protecting you from these decadents?
There's no protection.
It's worse than protection. They're encouraging you. Alcohol now is 24-hour drink. Gambling now, you get your laptop, whatever, any football in the middle of the
These problems have been since the start.
All right, but the difference is, you see, so if you follow the morals of, for example, England, yeah, you're not going to protect yourself or your family from these destructive devices. You're not going to. It's not going to happen, right?
Well,
and you as a human being, see, you said you don't need a guide. You do need a guide. Yeah, you don't know everything. There are things out there that harm you that you have no comprehension that will harm you, and there are things that will benefit you that you have no comprehension that will benefit you.
But not every shepherd needs a shepherd. You know that.
Sorry?
Not every shepherd needs another shepherd to show him where to go.
Every single human being needs a guide. Yeah. Your guide as it stands.
But I do not need a religious guide.
No, you need a guide.
Religious.
You need a guide, isn't it?
But I don't need a religious guide to be religious.
I'm saying, but you need a guide. No, you believe in God, isn't it?
But I have many different forms of guide, and they come with the people that I associate with.
Right.
You know, you judge a man not by the reflection in the mirror, but by the people he hangs around with.
Right. And those same people,
guides.
and your people, they need guides also. It's like if you have a gadget, like, I don't know, let's say, for example...
He's actually being guided. I mean, he's saying he's... No, I mean, if you understand.
I understand.
His friends, yeah, obviously, yeah.
Okay. If you get an iPhone 5,
Role models,
and I got an iPhone 5,
role models,
for example, yeah, and I get a manual with mine, but you don't get a manual with yours. Okay. Realistically, who's going to be able to operate that iPhone 5 better? Probably me, because I'm going to know it inside out. You're going to push a few buttons, you're going to try here, you're going to try there.
It's a flawed example, but I know what you're trying to
It's not flawed, I'll tell you why, because you can get by without the guide. But if you want to go through perfectly, then...
That's perfection is impossible.
No, but if you have a guide to operate that iPhone 5, and you follow that guide, and that guide will show you how to operate the phone, how to keep it safe, how to protect it, yeah? The one who has the guide will look after that phone and operate it better and more efficiently than the one without the guide. It's clear, it's simple.
It's simple, brother. There's another logic. I'll put it this way. That's simple logic. Let me tell you simple logic.
Right.
Let me tell you simple logic.
Now
say, for instance, you want to drive, okay? How are you going to drive a car? You've never driven in your life before.
I know the concept of guide.
I know what a guide is. We're going around the circle. Let's not mix up.
Let
me tell you something. It's like you are just here to cause problems.
When you go to sleep,
if I ask for his help, if he's there, he will answer. I don't need him to be called Jesus. I don't need him to be called Allah. I don't need any name. I just need to know that he's there. And that's it.
Okay, listen.
You are being guided by parents. We are all being guided. I'll tell you one thing.
Brother, no one mind. Once
This is my
you
argument.
give him the right. You've got to give him a chance to
Going around the circle.
speak. Let him just speak. You have to give him a chance.
You made a statement earlier, you don't need the guide.
I know, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What
I
I'm saying is I can have God as my guide, but I don't need to label him. I don't need to try and understand him. I don't need that.
Right.
If God is there and I do well and I do well by other people, then he will guide me.
Right.
That's true.
Regardless of what his name is, where he's from.
How will you
what
recognize that
it
guy?
makes no difference to me.
How will you recognize?
What book is written about him? Blah blah blah.
How
For
will
me,
you
it makes no
recognize that guy?
difference.
But it does make a difference.
Oh, will you
It
please?
makes no difference.
Okay, can I ask you a question? You said you don't want to label God in your understanding, in your conception, correct?
I find comfort on this fence.
Right. Okay.
that we're talking about.
Okay. What if God labels himself and lets that be known in his scripture? Is it not important? No, hold on a second.
This is the whole
no,
point, though, isn't it?
I'm
This is
asking
where
you
the
a
whole
question.
confusion
No.
goes.
Listen, I'm asking you a question, direct question now. If God labels himself to be something and mentions that in scripture, isn't it at least fair for you to look at that as well and make your own decision as to whether that's valid
assuming
or
the
not?
context that we are talking about is a context in which I agree on,
Well,
and it's not.
Yeah, but then your predisposition is that all of those scriptures, despite looking at them or studying them, or applying your logic and your reasoning to them, and then coming to a logical conclusion based upon a reasoning,
you would rather just shut them all away and say that they're false. I don't need them.
No. It's not shutting away and saying they're false. It's saying that as things have gone and as things look like they're going, and the vibes,
what does that mean?
And the vibes and the energy that I feel around people, I do not need to align myself with any particular medium to get God's message across.
But isn't it worthy of an intellectual discourse that you at least look at the other argument and analyze it through reasoning and through intellect
my
and
vision
understanding?
is clear. You don't see this.
So
My guidance is clear without any medium.
Okay.
Why are you comparing yourself to him? You're born a Muslim.
Hold on a second. So without reason, so without hearing all the arguments,
this is total reason. This is the reasoning that I'm handing to you. This is my
reasoning. They born a Muslim. They follow.
This is me showing you that you can live a pure life without any alignment.
There's a big difference. There's a big difference between having a reasoning and having a well-reasoned argument. Because when you have I mean a discussion. I don't mean a fight. I don't mean a fight. I mean a discussion. Now, to have a reasoned discussion, it has to be based on what? Well, for Muslims, Allah says, if you speak the truth, provide your evidence. Evidence. So you have to provide your evidence.
He don't want that. He don't want
evidence.
I don't care what they say.
You don't want this to tell him who is.
I don't need this.
Okay, to show
but then look, I respect your right to believe and have a view of whatever you want to do. No problem with that whatsoever.
Some people need more.
However, hold on. Let me finish. However,
stop hanging on that.
However,
However,
holding on.
However, and you might feel.
Live a good life.
However, you might feel that I'm wrong. But I would rather base my judgment on anything through first at least taking it on board and analysing it, and then coming to a value judgment on that, whether I accept that as being true or not, based upon my logic, reasoning, my intelligence. Now, hold on a second. Now, that could be flawed because my sense of logic and reasoning could be subjective. You could argue that. But I think it is still better than not looking at the evidence, not investigating, not reading up about it, and then making a decision as firmly as you've made. Okay. So then we have to. So then we have to agree to disagree. Then
the investigation.
Okay. You didn't investigate. You follow your father.
You don't need rules.
That's what
you follow your parents.
How do you know that?
You follow your
don't
parents.
need
How do you know that?
You're born Muslim.
How do you know that?
These people born Muslim.
How do you know that? This brother was a Christian.
No, I'm talking about you.
He converted to Islam.
1%.
Millions, brother.
5%.
Millions over the world. Millions over the world.
I've been where you are.
Millions. The last poll. You know what the last poll?
Maybe 1
What was
billion.
it?
How old are you?
1 billion.
I embrace Islam.
600 million. They're born Muslim.
So I've been where you are, and I wasn't even a Christian. I was an atheist. Yeah, I didn't believe in God. Yeah, but then when I looked at, I didn't even think.
Haven't been where I am then, have you?
Why?
Because I believe in God.
You always believed in God.
But he was one step. He was one step behind you, though.
Okay, let me explain why I didn't believe in God. Yeah, I lived in South Wales on a council estate. Yeah, the last thing I thought about.
South Wales.
Yeah.
Carry on.
That is your friend.
Anyway, I lived in South Wales. Yeah. The last thing on my mind was God. Yeah. I didn't believe in God. Did not believe in God. Didn't even think about God. Not even relevant in my mind. But then when I met Muslims, they started speaking to me about God. So I challenged their concepts, and we talk about creation and evolution and such. And I used reasoning and logic. I looked at it. I said, you know what? I don't believe this world created itself. I don't think we evolved from monkeys personally. I believe everything's been designed and proportioned the way it is. I accept a creator, but I don't believe in your man-made religions. So I have been where you are. Yeah.
Well, you haven't been where I am.
Well, you just said it. You don't need man-made religion. Did you just say that?
I don't believe in the perception of religion. I don't believe in the medium in which religion is portrayed. I don't believe in your books.
I never.
That's it.
So he was where you were.
I never.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm saying to you, I never believed. Yeah, I never believed.
But I believe in God,
No,
but I don't
no.
need the medium to do good things.
I didn't believe in
to
God.
glorify people.
I didn't believe in
That's
God
it.
because I hadn't thought about it. When I thought about it, reasoned it, used logic, I recognised, you know what? I accept there's a creator.
Use logic. See, that's a very subjective kind of thing. isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, reasoning.
Use your own logic.
No, the scientific logic. The fact that things can't appear from nowhere. I believe that it's evolution myth. It was a story.
But even if things did,
But I don't. So I came to where you are now, where I believed in God, but I didn't believe in religion. I didn't believe I had to follow a religion. Exactly the same as you. But what I did do, all these religions were claiming that this God I believe in has communicated to them. Yeah? And sent men and prophets from amongst them to guide them. So I challenged that concept, and I looked at every religion of the world, and I didn't look at the teachings of that religion. I looked at the source of that religion. I thought, who's saying this, and why should I believe them? Yeah.
Yeah, but then you're only giving yourself certain options, aren't you?
Okay.
You're already making the pretext for a decision, for an alignment to a particular religion.
No.
That is my point. Do you not see it?
No, my point is the same as yours. But the difference is, I looked at all of the religions and I dismissed them one by one.
Yeah, but you're only choosing from 1, 2, or 3 options that you have. Have you not thought about my option? My option is to not choose.
Right.
My option is to be religious without your religion.
You cannot be religious.
Yes, you can.
Let Hamza, brother, let Hamza respond.
In your life,
Brother, can you please all not jump in? Brother, if you don't mind. Brother, I leave it. You don't know to answer. No, let him answer. Let him talk to him one-to-one, please.
You are absolutely
Brother, if we all speak at the same time, listen, if we all speak at the same time, give me a chance, please. Brother,
I'm in university.
we have to have someone, because if we all speak at the same time, it turns into...
See, this is not going to go anywhere.
No, brother.
We can be here all night.
Brother, listen. Brother, please, listen. Otherwise, we become like most of them.
You don't understand me.
No, when you graduate...
I don't make choices based on
Right,
what
listen, you don't have to choose. But these religions were claiming that God has communicated to them. Now, if God has
communicated to
yes,
me.
no. They've claimed that God has communicated to them.
I'm claiming right now that God has communicated to me.
How has God communicated to you?
It just has.
How?
I don't need to share my deepest experience.
How do you know it's
with
God? How do you know it's God?
Because I felt it.
How do you know you're feeling God?
Because that's my perception of it.
Yeah, but how do you know perception is correct?
Enlighten
It
us.
doesn't need. All I need to do is believe, just like all of you. None of you know that your perception is correct.
Do you understand
You
the
have no
concept of belief?
evidence.
Do you understand the concept of belief?
You do not need evidence. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to.
No, it doesn't.
There's no evidence.
Okay.
There's no concrete
How do you know
evidence.
there's no evidence if you haven't even
There's
investigated?
no connection apart from the feelings that you have.
But a
That's it.
man who admits that he hasn't even looked at... Let's not even use the word evidence. Let's just use the word, a different...
The claims.
Yes? A man who hasn't even studied the claims that are out there... Hold on a second. Can I please, if I may just finish, can make the conclusion that I don't even need this, despite not even knowing that it exists or it doesn't exist. Is that logical?
Do you know what belief is? I'll explain belief to you. If you watch the X Factor, you see these auditionees, yeah? Some of them believe they can sing. The reality is they can't. So they can believe all they like, but when they come to the reality check, they can't sing. It's as simple as that.
That is a logical argument.
That's the 4th time he's come here now. Mathematician. 3 times I've buried you, and the 4th time you're coming back again. This boy is relentless, honestly. I think you enjoy my beatings, don't you? You've begun to enjoy them. You're acquiring a taste. You're actually acquiring a taste of my beatings. 4 times now.
God inside my heart, then God is inside my heart. Because I feel it. How do you know?
You found yourself. Nobody knows the
How does he know?
You say you don't believe in evolution. What evidence did you base
How do you know?
Now that's the question. Now that's the question.
How do you know?
That's it.
Did you study evolution?
You only know because of your collective beliefs.
No. I did
How do you
something.
know? How do you know? How do you know?
I did something that you didn't do.
Tell me how
I accepted I need guidance in life. I accepted I don't know everything. I accepted
That is partly true.
That's something that I don't know.
I accepted there are things in this world that can cause harm to me. Yeah?
Islam's the
Right?
main one.
Now, this God, who is my benefactor, who has created me, has actually sent me guidance to avoid the things that will cause me harm.
Now, are you assuming this has not happened to me?
Possibly, yes.
You're infected
This
by
is
the curse of
ridiculous.
Islam. And you think Islam's
This
not
is
supposed to be harm.
ridiculous. You have no idea about my life experience.
Right.
You have no idea about the conviction I have in my heart
Conviction
about what
for
I
what?
believe. Like I said before,
Nothing.
I believe I have guidance, but I don't need to label it.
Okay,
I don't
so
need to
how
be
do you
so
determine right and
arrogant to assume that
How
I
do you determine what's
understand
right and
it.
wrong?
I say ignorance is bliss.
How do you determine-
And I indulge in my ignorance. Because I will know way in truth.
okay,
I will
you
understand
say
it.
ignorance is
I don't
bliss,
need your.
okay.
I don't need your books. I don't need your books.
You say ignorance is bliss. I say seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave.
I don't think.
So you can live in ignorance, and I'll live in enlightenment.
No, you won't.
Because I'll seek and research.
I'm enlightened.
You're
What
not.
is enlightened? Study
So if you
science.
I believe just because I can't put a name on him, and just
What do you say to
because
that?
I can't say that he
What do you say to
follows
that,
X, Y, or Z, doesn't mean that I
If you're
don't
born in
believe.
India, you be a
can't
Hindu.
take
That's
that
it.
from me.
If you're born in India, you be a
can't-
Hindu. That's it.
You can't take that from me.
What's that?
Why are you trying to take my belief from me? If I tell you I believe in something,
Believe in what?
just because I can't name it or because I can't align it to any particular thing does not mean that it does not exist.
I'll explain to you, Henry.
This is your
I'll explain it
issue.
to you, Henry. Yeah.
Why did you choose Islam over Christianity?
Sorry.
Why did you choose Islam?
Because he was more convinced.
Why did I
Because
choose
the
Islam
arguments
over
were better.
Christianity? Christianity
Guys managed
It's a
to
good
get
question.
into
Let
his
him
head
answer it.
convinced
It's a good question. Let him answer it. It's a very good question.
Personally, I don't believe that God would create her creation and give it this flaw of sin and then punish it eternally for the crimes of its father, and the only way that can be redeemed of this crime is that God himself
I agree with
will
that.
come and die for them. So that's Christianity out the window for me.
Well, original sin is a nonsense argument. I agree with that. But I agree. Original sin is a nonsense argument.
Yes.
I fully accept that.
Thanks. No, that's why
You see,
Christianity.
about your statement that ignorance is bliss. Yeah.
You try to pick at my
No,
statements, to pick at my overall
You've said
argument.
something.
My argument.
No, but look, you've said
is
something.
Is
No,
unmovable.
no,
You
you're
cannot
right. You're
deny
right.
me
No,
of
but
my
no,
belief,
no.
and that is fact.
I'm not denying your right.
Regardless of what it
I'm not
is.
denying your right to believe whatever you want to, because it's an Islamic principle that there is no you cannot force anyone to become a Muslim. Okay, so whatever
Well,
you
we
wish,
have to pay
whatever.
tax
Hold on a
if you're
second.
Muslim,
Hold on a
right?
second.
And you divide the war to the war house,
there's
Islam
a very
has a
long
war.
explanation
Don't
to
tell
that,
me
which
it's
you don't
intolerant.
want to hear.
Islam is very intolerant in every
All I
element.
feel is intolerance. All I feel right here.
All I feel right here.
All I feel right here is intolerance to my beliefs.
Not at all.
Especially from
Not
this
at
man.
all.
Especially from this
Well,
man.
sometimes it can feel that way.
How can you not accept that I believe without any particular direction of that belief?
Because if we
How
have
can you not accept that I may not have just had a moment?
Muslims face the cap.
How can you not accept
What you
that?
have to- what you have
Without
to-
you're telling me that God will not come down to me if I don't align or name him with any particular religion. You're telling me God just will just ignore me?
Well, he won't come to you in person as you've mentioned.
Not in person, but in feeling.
Okay, feeling is whatever, but you're
Well,
talking about.
feeling is what you believe in, right?
said
Everything
no.
comes down to
now we're
feeling
getting to the point.
fundamentally.
But he asked
and
you a
that
very
is
valid
the end
question.
point.
But he asked
Beyond feeling is fact.
Okay.
And you have
But
no
I'm
facts.
going back to your
You have
statement.
no
Okay.
solid evidence
I'm going back
apart
to
from feeling and perception.
Well-
That's it.
well-
You haven't spoken to God. You don't know his address. You don't know what his name is. So don't try and tell me to think otherwise. How about accepting that he doesn't have any particular name and that he is just almighty in general? Why do you need to name him?
How do you know he's almighty?
Hold on.
How do you know he's almighty?
His belief has
So hold on a second. So basically, you will deny my belief
I'm not
system.
denying
Well,
your
you are.
beliefs. I'm not
Well,
denying
you
it.
clearly are.
I'm not denying it. I'm saying you must accept
I want to see my
mine.
beautiful daughter.
That's it.
But why must I accept yours if I believe?
No, you must
Hold on a
accept my
second.
right
No,
to believe.
I do. I do.
That's it.
I've said that
And
to
that
you.
we're not
No.
gonna go cross it. You know that.
No.
We're not
I've said
gonna
that to
be
you.
Christians, yes.
You see,
The
look,
sea is
you're
heaven.
twisting things now. I never said that you do not have a right to. No, I didn't say that. I said it's an Islamic right.
Yes, in
That every individual has a right. It is. Well, I'm giving you a point of view from my religion, which is what I believe. It is a right for every human being to worship as they want to and accept or deny whether they wish to accept or deny. There is no compulsion in religion. That is what the Quran says. There is no compulsion in religion.
But if you leave
That
Islam,
is what
you
the
should be
Quran
killed.
says. Right? But now, your statement, going back to your statement, ignorance is bliss. No,
picking at my
you say
statement.
something, you have to back it up. No,
I'm
it's
blissful.
no.
I'm blissful. Let me explain
You have
that.
to let me answer.
No, you have to let me elaborate before you can judge.
No, but you said a
No,
statement.
no,
You
let
said
me elaborate.
no. You have
I
to let
am
me answer.
blissful. I
It's
am
not fair if you don't
blissful
let
in
me
the fact-
answer.
No, I am blissful in the
you have to
fact.
let me answer.
I am blissful.
You said ignorance
I
is
am
bliss.
blissful.
I
am
No,
blissful.
he's not letting me answer the
I am
question.
blissful in the fact that I do not know, and that for me provides comfort.
Right.
I do not need to
You've
know.
got comfort, you don't
I am
know.
happy to move forward with my
So what
life
if you're wrong?
without knowing exactly what the
Henry,
only answers
what
are.
if you're wrong?
What if I'm wrong? I'm going to take a shot at it.
But what if
You
you're
can't
wrong?
spend your whole life just dwelling over this stuff. You have
No.
to get on. You have to get
Right.
up every day. You have to
Right.
treat people good, and you have to get on with your life. And
22,
that's what I
22.
believe in.
Henry,
22.
how do you know
I
his
embrace
age?
this. I am. No, I'm explaining it to you. I embrace this. I'm 27. Yeah. Do you think you live more life than me? Seriously?
Did I say that?
No, but what you're trying to say is that you're saying, because you don't have to believe anything or follow anything, you can do what you like, enjoy life, yeah, and hope you're right. That's what you're saying. Now I'm saying, I have a guide in my life, I protect myself from anything that can harm me, yeah?
You still don't know, do you? Till the
Of course
day
I know.
you die?
Of course I know.
By what evidence do you know?
Allah
By what
Akbar.
fact? Exactly.
I'll tell you.
What happens to Henry?
I'm finally you asked the question.
If Henry doesn't accept Islam, what happens to Henry when he dies?
Sorry?
If he doesn't accept Islam, what happens to him when he dies?
Well, let him answer Henry's question. Let him answer Henry's question.
When I
Answer
embrace
Henry's
God,
question.
I do not need to
And you've had 3 goes. You've had 3 goes, right? You've had 3 goes. No fourth try, right?
embrace God.
The same thing endlessly as you do. It doesn't help your argument.
Well, you did exactly the same.
Not live
Of
my
course you
life
did.
to the fulfillment that I
not
want
really.
to, without embracing a
Not
particular
at all.
side.
In fact, not at all.
2,000 siders in 4 days.
So what if you're wrong? First you said there weren't 6,000. First you doubted me.
But you haven't
Then you googled it. Then you found out it was true.
I'm not saying
No, but you seem to think by not following anything you can enjoy life more.
I'm not saying you enjoy life more.
You are.
Life can be shitty.
Yeah.
And I might get hit by a bus tomorrow, but I don't think about those things. I am still going to live
understand
my
that.
life to the fullest.
Yeah, it's
regardless, I don't need your book. Do you not see this, guys?
I'm not giving you a book.
I don't
I'm not
need
giving you a
some
book, Henry.
people are
But what I'm
strong
saying
enough
to you-
to live without your book.
But what if you're wrong?
What if I'm wrong?
Yes.
We all make mistakes, don't
What
we?
if he's wrong?
But what if
I'm
you're
wrong,
wrong?
the
What
big,
if
a
you
big
being
load of
wrong?
egg on my
What happens
face,
to Henry
and
if
I'll
he's
come
wrong?
back in the afterlife and I'll
But
tell
what
you.
if being wrong for you?
Alright.
Okay, but Henry, what if being wrong for you is eternal hellfire? What if it is?
Well, then I'll burn.
Why would God burn him in hell
Okay,
for not
now
accepting
the
it?
question here is this. The question here is Henry.
That's a fundamental law of all
You are
religions.
fearful.
Henry,
You are fearful.
That
I
you're
am
burning
not.
in hell
Henry,
is a nonsense.
Henry.
You have fear of these things. I have no
Everybody at the start,
I have
you will
no
vote.
fear
You will
of this.
You made a claim.
Stardust.
Hold on a second, please, guys.
Ignorance is bliss
Listen.
thing, isn't it?
Well, no.
But that's what you
If you
said.
if you say something,
You said that.
if you say
blissful in the fact that I don't know.
if you say something,
Yes.
then it's only fair that I can take you up on
I'm
that.
blissful in the fact
No,
that I don't know.
You said a statement.
That's it. That's
You
what-
said a
well, I'm
statement.
reevaluating
No.
my
Well,
statement.
if we keep
Let
moving,
me retract
if we
this.
keep
Let me retract
moving the goalposts,
Let me retract it.
if we keep moving the goalposts, we'll never reach any rational conclusion.